Welcome viewers of Northeast Nation, we have an update. As we all know about Nagaland is now being called as oppositionless government or state where there is no such party left behind to caution the ruling party's failure or plannings. In counterpart, today Rising People's Party concludes their 40 days long journey which started from Dimapur and was traveled throughout the various towns and villages in the state, in which party's prominent leaders and workers initiated a walk across the state, theming it as Walk to Save Nagaland. With the end of the journey here in Supermarket Dimapur reuniting friends and families after 34 days of long walk. Further, during the open mic conversation with public, Rising People's Party holds strong statement targeting present government. Now let's move forward to the ground report.
The Rising People's Party, the President, and the team, UDA program. Ekta program khata ekta thakibo. Eta family member logode town ke time dibo. We understand it's an emotional reunion after almost 40 days. Initially, when we conceptualized the idea to work for 40 days, I was also part of the team.
So good afternoon to everybody. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Mohanla itu Walkathon. Itu lamui ala brief report de dibo. Today is the 34th day. We started on the 21st February. Ara aji culminated hoise. We covered around 980 kilometers. So average 28 kilometers per day. Mohan itu cover hoise. Aro mohan Chomukitima district para start cruise 7 mile. 7 mile par mohan Mainamsi jaise. From Mainamsi mohan Medzipima aise. From Medzipima we went to Zubza Gumaishe, and Zubza par mohan Jakama jaise via Kohima. Ar Jakama par mohan Foothill Road jaise. Foothill Road to Meluri par mohan Kifri jaise, Shamatro jaise to Insang. We went to Tobu, Aboy. From Aboy we went to Wakching. Aro Wakching par mohan Tamlu aise. Tamlu par mohan Tuli to namise. Aro Tuli par nami na mohan itu Charangong Valley. Itu Foothill Road to mohan itu lucidate. From Tuli we took Jajang. From Jajang we came down to Longchem headquarters. From Longchem headquarters we came down to Simito village. That's in Charangong Valley. From there we took the Foothill Road. Foothill Road Luigina Moikan Aina Merapani de Aro Hall Crochet. Aro Merapani para Aro the Foothill Road to Newland to Khaloje. Aro Khaloje to Dimapur. So we touched almost all the districts except Noklak, Zunabato, and Seminu. Khalid in the district cover Korana. I believe we covered around 13 districts. So itu mga journey to in brief itu apni kang janai dia se. Kon isina. Moi khando gariyo bero pare. Olebi gariyo bero shiguli to manuro duk suk na janibo. Manu reality to nidikhibo itu one mohan gariyo janai. That's why we opted for walk. Our walk kurigina moi khan the entire 34 days we have been interacting with people. We have been interacting with farmers. We have been interacting with the entrepreneurs. We have been interacting with the public leaders, student organizations. We interacted with church leaders. Entire 34 days to money to production. So mohan tate mohan ekta conclusion da ahadu. Governance too is missing. Governance is only in Kohima and Dimapur area. It was there. So that is the conclusion of the RPP, that there's no governance in other districts because Kwanishina, even in an advanced place like Mokchun district, that part of Mokchun called Mangolemba subdivision, specifically Longchem ESC headquarter area, Tate is very backward. Tate, we were shocked to see a wooden bridge because the entire eastern area will be wooden bridge to Dihana. Hoy accessibility, road condition to the same story everywhere. Biase, will be wooden bridge Dihado, that was the most shocking thing. Aro Mohan eastern area Beradam de Moigan we Mohan Dihibado 500 meter portion of the highway. It was 2018 bra landslide Kurina, it was Rasa Luyeshe. Since 2018, commuters, transporters, they have been traversing through the riverbed. We are talking about the Yaya River in Shamador district. 2008 pra Iluina ita takpi government do rasta banana. Summer hoishuglu to pani aibo, pani aishuglu to travel is impossible. People are living in such difficult conditions. Aro ki hoya se we listen to the grievances of the people. Topu Kambi district mangi ase, Aboy Kambi district mangi ase. We have already given a press release that if Chomekitima can be given, if Chomekitima can be carved out from Dimapur district on grounds of administrative convenience, so why not Tobu and Aboy? Kilamane, these are border areas, are very sensitive areas, and Tobu is more than 120 kilometers away from Mon headquarters. So the distance, the inaccessibility of the place, it on subside they deserve. These two places deserve. The people of these two places deserve a district. Ito our people aga understanding to ekta ase, conclusion ekta ase. Secondly, what the government needs to do, or Judi RPP power do. What we will do is border area department ekta thakibo lage. Kile mane border areas are the most neglected areas. We are talking about ito Bhandari sector, aro Janat Chirangkong sector, aro upore jaigina ito Alongtaki Mangulapa sector. These the continuous stretch ito ekdam backward area ekta ase. There's no developmental activity. The only development which is taking place is logging, which is illegal. Logging to Tuli ase. Shaktiman Khan, dolibe elephant Khan bra log tani gina. Ito tahan Foothill danibo, bordering Assam. Tade Foothill, the Champang and Merapani sector there, we counted, I think, almost 20 sawmills. I believe logging has been banned in the Northeast by the Supreme Court. Holibi kyo ase hills pra Naga hills pra log to tani anigena Foothills te tade ito kati ase, and the finished product obviously is going to Assam and elsewhere. Environmental destruction to it's too great. It is kopole kothai nai. And Doyan River itself has been destroyed. So iniga situation there, people are suffering. Kilamane accessibility nai, transport nai. Aro means of livelihood be nai to. Government schemes kan openche, schools nai, dispensaries kan nai, health centers kan nai. To iniga situation there, how can we call ourselves? How can there be any form of development? Business activity, economic activity, kunai. Assam side of the Foothill Road, ekdam developed ase, rasta tip top ase, schools ase, dispensaries ase kijan colleges kami thakibo the whole stretch Assam side te hoishiguli to ekdam developed areas only Nagaland side to kunai we went to Champang AC headquarters. We thought that Champang was a booming town. But Champang do tada AC headquarters ase NEP outpost sector ase itu ase nothing else. Whereas just a few hundred meters from this Champang AC headquarters, Assam side to the man developed. So basically, mohala conclusion agir konijina governance nine in the rest of the districts. Government, the role of government is missing. The hand of government is missing in these areas. Our people have become so skeptical. Ito mohan jaina public leaders kan student leaders kan interact with them. Yes, they were so happy. They can mohan bal receive kurishe. They're very hospitable, very generous. That's what we keep saying. Naga people are good people. The kind-heartedness, the good-naturedness, they have become very skeptical people. We have become skeptics. Government leaders, politicians can promise to down promise none of the promises are fulfilled. Election time da aibo itu kuri dibo district dibo itu kurubo for the last 15 years I believe tobu manuhandu dahan district mangi ase every election since 2008 leaders will come, leaders from this side, they will go there and they will give a promise. Yes, we'll give you a district. Olivi till now district of DNI broken promises. Some of the areas, eastern area Jado, in fact, even in Pek district, EAC headquarters ase. Olibi, the administrative officer, they refused to come there. So for the last 5-10 years, office to ase Olibi manudu nai. The officer is missing. It's the same story even in eastern areas and elsewhere. Itu dikhi paise. So it's a very sad situation. And Moihan Manulu interact radam de Mohando Beshi Sorompi Kachide, RPB Hando. Kelumane. They shared their pain, they shared their stories. Already to time they Mohan Kibubo. What answer can we give them? Because for the last 30-40 years, they have been offered only broken promises, nothing else. Ito hi apning hai kwese. So for now, I think I'll stop here and our treasurer can take over.
Thank you. I want to highlight one scheme that has taken place in Harongki. Harongki, Kuignekta, Bosti, Yayi River there. They have made a hydro project, Harongki Hydro Project, in 1986. 1986 there, department to Jagine, itu hydro project to banai. But it has never been commissioned. Machines are there, will be not running. Installed kurishe, but they have not commissioned. We want to ask, why was it in the first place installed if it is not going to be run, if it is not going to be commissioned? We came to know that a huge amount of money was spent by the government for this Harongki hydro project. Bosti Manukan ke hudishe, Bosti Manukan koise, hoy ahigine thakise, ahigine taikan kam khan kurise, hoile bhi ek bar bhi machine bhi cholai diya nahi. So this hydro project was a farce, money making, minting money laga project ekta he thakise naga bhi dikhise. Aro agete koa nishina, the road ito Yayi River laga upor de landslide too. The road that we took down to the river, rasta bi chotto hi ase two vehicles cannot cross ekta ahise gole to log paise gole either one has to go back down to the river or the other one goes back to the highway duita gari kitte bi cross koribo na pare itu rasta he loi gine manu khan birai ase all the officials are traversing on that road government officials can be to travel kori ase how can we neglect our people like this pani ahele to it seems they have no means of connectivity uku jabo na pare kuch only dry time de hai we could people can traverse that road we went and slept in that river ami khan tade jaikine gumai and we found that so many vehicles are plying government vehicles can be ply kori ase private vehicles sumos all the vehicles are plying from that river bank itu stretch bi dangor ase itu upor de ekta bridge ase the bridge is so small bus to ja dole to ami hala bus ke bi lagi daise the bus could not take the turn kiman adjust kori bi turn koru na pare so literally it means that the bridge and the road is not meant for public transport to bus jabo gole to kite bi jabo na pare we have also seen that manu khan laga khisa hone gine the public grievances itu kan hone gine 100 rupees te hajira kuri ase ho 100 rupees wage te kam kuri ase rasta kan te cable lay kuri time te there were two young boys maybe 15-16 years tai dijon ke hudise ki kuri ase kuse hajira kuri ase kiman die kuse 100 taka no fooding just 100 rupees itu situation to live kuri ase how can we deny these people their rights the facilities that we enjoy here in Kohima and Dimapur saigane bishi soram khaisite and we want to challenge the government the present government Foothill Road to in terms of crores and crores pegai ase have the government the officials the ministers ever traversed through that road chief minister loikine tai laga team loise gole to we are ready to follow him rasta to tai banai ase jeepable kore ase literally no road na katia jaga bi ase there are places where roads have not even been aligned properly and how can we say that the road is jeepable itu naga manu ke thoka laga to I think this should stop na pare kole to na pare kuribo paria nai itu kobo lagi but we have been cheated or especially our the districts besides Kohima Dimapur Sumagidima Nagaland those going to use this road itu can be the leaders should see jabo lagi drive or walk and go and see the real situation misa laga ase de itu bridge banaise gole bi rasta to complete noi even if we build the bridge that we have been speaking so much on itu bridge to banaise gole bi the Foothill so called express highway sorom ase itu express highway ko two vehicles will not be able to cross and the few meters or kilometers that is there now it will be leak is so deep truckers can four wheel can bharai jase so small vehicles cannot go you have to take the leak on the side and then it's your luck inagalaga rasta hi ase and we are calling that Foothill Road banai ase but in reality we have seen aminga jaigina saigina ase so it is a lie and we challenge the government to come we are ready to follow you if you say that this is the real Foothill show us we have already seen and we would like to challenge the government to prove that it is jeepable itu saigina bishi sorom kaiside and I think the Nagas should not be fooled time and again kiman sal ami ke fool guri gina is nije laga state bitore gusibole we have to cross Assam Itu to sorom kotha ase to. Nagaland ekta state ase, we get sanctions, we get schemes, we get special privileges from the central government. But in reality, ami khan nije nije district te jabo lagi, we have to cross Assam and face all the harassments. And we're saying that the Foothill Road is under construction. It is jeepable. No, it is totally wrong. We have seen, we have walked, and we have proved that it is a lie. It was today. President, I think and another thing in watching, we can watching the aboy bara watching puncha time there. The church, watching Baptist church pastor, he spent 1,000 rupees to prepare to give us water. We could not take bath at night because there was no water. That 1,000 rupees, we used that water to cook our food. And the day when we were halting there, we came to know that a village in Dimapur was given the facility of 13 borings under JJM, Jal Jeevan Mission. Dimapur is a place where water is scarce maybe, but not as dry as the other places. And in places like Wakching and Tamlu, not a single point has been offered. But after 2-3 days, we visited Wakching. We immediately gave some press releases, and we came to know that they called us while we were coming down. They called us and informed us that the PhD department has reached Wakching. And they were informed that on Thursday, the engineers from Kohima are coming to Wakching. Unless a party goes and speak out for them, the government is not going to do anything for them. They don't have the right to get the water. It's a pathetic situation. I think that we are really treating them very, very bad. Even in the district of Mokokchung, we found that this Alongtaki constituency is one of the most backward subdivision in Nagaland. Rasta bhi thik nai, bridge bhi nai, wooden bridge para banai kine ase. Niche wala to dangor gari khan jai, upor wala to choto gari jai. Upor wala de dangor gari na ja duri to giri jabo kushi. Upor gari de jai le to upor wala de jai se heavy vehicles jai se gole giri jabo. So they have made a lower bridge. Mati logo de. Inaka kori ne dangor gari khan tate jai. So we need 2 types of bridges to traverse that area. Inaka situation de dikhise. It's very sad. It's very sad. I think we have to say the truth. We have to tell the truth. We are saying what we have seen. It to exaggerate Kuriabi no. We are trying to say to the public, let us choose leaders. Let us not choose politicians giving us promises one after the other, which is never fulfilled. And we also appeal to the public, Naga public manukandi, poisa para apila vote bikri na koribina. It is high time we say no to money power. It is high time we say no. We need our rights. We need the facilities. We need development. We need education. We need good medical facilities. Itu kan na hoy gine so far away, so far flung. There are cases where bimar hoy gine hospital ek choto ekta bisari ja time de rasta para mori ja laga itu kisa kan bi koise de morom lagi ho naga manu hi ase to.
Yeah, let me also chip in. We also visited the Tuli paper mill, and Mohan Jane Saishe. So Tuli paper mill, though obviously is in shambles. Machinery can be so kotomu yeshe, building up is so kotomu yeshe. the forest has, forest trees and creepers and everything. Ito pura ito building hangge ito biya guna ase. So we wanted to talk to the workers union also, workers union president. However, unfortunately, ito time convenient time napa hoise. But sa hisab to Tuli paper mill do I think ito repairing to kothai nai de. Repairing is not possible. Judi ito paper mill do aro julabo lage gole to everything has to start afresh. Machineries can be nutun hobo lage, buildings can be bhangai na nutun banabo lage. Ito mohan ekta observation diche. Aro ekta observation in a boy is not everything is negative. A boy is a very fast growing town, a boy headquarter. So right now they have around the town has around 11 schools, including one higher secondary school. All of it they need a college, higher education. So we also appeal to the government to look into the issue because a boy the population bishi ase konishina, our students come bishi ase. But the problem is that once they complete their matric or higher secondary, they have to come down to Dimapur or Kohima for the higher education. And economic condition biase Naga and to study in Kohima and Dimapur, it's a ekdam financial constraint. Itu parents can face kore ase. Itu only moi RPP khan do tahala public leaders kind of demand to support Korase that there should be a college in that area, in a boy area. Aro Tuli is also a very fast growing town. In the last 5-6 years, Tuli has changed. In fact, it has changed overnight. Aro Tuli the tahan public leaders come from mohange kuato. Government ko koi gina passenger train Tuli tak to pathai dibi. Right now, what is happening is train to ase. Holebe ito goods train ase. Ito ntakan passenger train lage koi gina ito mohangi koi daish. So we appeal to the government to look into the grievances or the issues demanded by the Tuli people. Or Tuli the mohan sao parishugli sai shugli to that it has everything. Tea gardens ase, commercial trees kan ase. It has stones kan ase, koila ase. And Tuli can become the next industrial hub. Mohan, apart from Dimapur, Tuli can be the next industrial hub. So government should have a proper policy in place. No little so Dimapur aibo, Kohima aibo, putting pressure on the existing infrastructure, whereas the rest of the districts are neglected. No, it doesn't hold like it. Tuli develop grow like it, and it should in fact it can be even better in Dimapur, Tuli. It has vast potential. It mohan dikhi paase. Or idia mohan eastern district especially ito mohan ekta jagar boise which Longchin na kya Longchin. Longchin manu mohan ko ato when we especially from Longchin village Taihan ki hua ase tia opportunity nai. So what is happening is lots of youths they are migrating to other areas, to other districts. Some as daily wage laborers, some as like child labor, domestic help in Kohima and Dimapur. So Kohima Dimapur the domestic help, Eastern Manu, Konyak Manu Asuguludu. Chances are very high that these are from a boy or Tubi area. Tahina Gushide. Chances are very high that they are from a boy or Tobo area. So they were saying that more than 400 youths from Longchin village itself have migrated to other places as child labor, domestic help, or as daily wage earners in other places. And in fact, tam kodo Mokchun town ekla they 400 as na kipo good actually. Yeah, even in Mokchun town itself, 400 numbers of vision. Tahana Bustibra. Nulbi to area bra. And the one good thing which we noticed in Mon district is people are into sports. Young people. They're all into sports. In fact, all the young people are into sports. Bachaba lugina dangor. Pura sports killer. Either football, volleyball, badminton. Everybody's into sports. And we know that kickboxing holibi, wushu holibi these days, Konyaks have become very proficient. Takam bahar jana gold medal winners come porta mohan paper dikhi ase. Aru mohan jana suguba dikhi. They are so much into sports. So why don't the government set up a sports academy in Mon area, in Mon district? Itu kuru parish itu. Then I think we talk about Nagaland Olympic Association being a part of the Indian Olympic Association. We take so much pride in that. Poila to Nagaland Olympic Association bi thaka nai. Olibi itu government abiche to mohan set up kurishe. Mang kotha koi. To judi itu iniga asu to sports academy set up kuribina Mon area de at least. Then walk the talk kuri sabi government bi and manula potential asedo. This sports is inherent in their DNA, I guess. And Tangla area topography itself, builds their natural athleticism. Na? Tangan morning, evening sports kiliwo. No, some banedo tangan jana kitikam kurubo, aibo, pani wotabo. Kilomone tap water nai. I think they have to go down to the valley to draw water. So inika up down climb kuro thakabi tangan gane ito. Natural athleticism build korichine itu suspect kori ase mohan itu bhabna bi ase to kotha repeat kori ase hole bi we need a sports academy in Mon district.
Any questions?
And all the time is she the only lady who's going to be?
Yes.
Border area department.
Yes.
I believe we already have one, not a department, but
Border affairs.
border affairs.
Yes.
How would you want this border department as ingredient by the army?
It should be a developmental department. Yes, developmental department. Basically taking care of infrastructure, roads, education, hospitals. Because it are all these line departments, these development departments, they are not focusing on the border area. In fact, the state doesn't have any border policy. In short, there's no border policy, and whereas we understand that Assam has a border policy.
Or in the line of border area development department?
Yes.
Not border affairs.
Not border affairs, no. And when we talk about border area development department, that in fact even the Burmese border areas also is also included.
By the way, why did you skip the other three districts?
Because the idea was a circular. The whole idea was to go for a circular walk around Nagaland, because if these three districts, it doesn't fall in that circular partner. So, and time is a constraint, and resources, we have resources constraint as well. So we felt that we can skip these three districts. These districts we'll visit at a later time. The next step, we have to identify potential leaders for the coming elections, and we intend to set up candidates wherever it's possible or feasible. And as a political party, we have to fight the electoral battle, because we all know the system is corrupted. The system itself is not working. And RPP being a political party, we need to send representatives to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly if there's to be change in Nagaland.
As per your observation, you see that it's a failure of the governance. But don't you think the people is also feeling
I will not be too quick to to judge the people, because the government has a bounden duty to serve the people, and I think we have failed them in many ways, because as we have stated, in the border areas there's nothing, no roads, no schools, no bridges, nothing, and we complain to people for not for these areas not having roads or schools or bridges. The government should have developed these areas long time back. I mean, in fact, we are 30 years too late.
So how do you think the trip that you have taken will shape the election memorandum of merit? So as you would have in the for the coming election. So what things are you going to improve? Lessons that you have learned from this trip in the election memorandum. Sorry, election manifesto for the coming election.
All these things will be included in the election manifesto.
So do you have any priority?
No, priority we have already spelled out. Our priority is good governance, women empowerment, youth empowerment, rule of law. Those are
Self-reliant
self-reliant economy. Those are the priority areas of this party for elections. See, we would. I mean, our if possible, we want to set up candidates in all the assembly seats. But I don't think that's going to be possible, because we are looking for good leaders, and good leaders are hard to come by these days. So let's see. We really don't know.
Opportunity arises as to the RPP tying up with another political party. Would it ever happen?
I don't think that will happen, because sorry.
You would go with the party.
Yeah, we will not have any alliance with any party. We have already spelled it out in our first press conference last year.